Tonight's story is based on true events. Events that still haunt the people who lived through them. And once you hear them, you might never look at a quiet village night the same way again. The Night of the Soul's Scream, based on a true story. The first story I named The Soul's Scream. Why I gave it that name, you will understand once you hear the story. This happened in our childhood. We were barely 4 or 5 years old, yet I still remember everything clearly. People say a child's brain remembers unforgettable incidents for a lifetime, and this was unforgettable. Back then, my parents and grandparents used to tell the story of a terrifying scream that haunted our village. On one side of our neighborhood, there was a deep forest with huge banyan trees. Those trees still stand today. My mother always said that even during the daytime, no one dared to go near that forest. Our village road was unpaved at that time. Because of the soft mud, strange footprints were often visible, prints so large that 2 or 3 people could step inside one of them. But the strangest part was that there was only one footprint. Sometimes 3 at most, and each print looked nothing like a human's. But even more frightening than the footprints was the scream. A scream so horrifying that my mother used to pray, "May the Creator never let me hear that sound." We were 3 siblings. Our oldest sister was in class 5. She had a friend who was older than her, old enough that even my sister called her Dee Dee. Her friend's father was known as a tantric, a man who practiced dark spiritual rituals. One night, my sister went to their house. They had a dog, and since it was a village, by 10 p.m., everything was silent. Suddenly, the dog began barking in a strange, chilling way, running toward the wall as if someone was picking it up and throwing it against it. My sister said the sound alone was enough to make anyone shiver. Trees still stand there. The next night, the tantric father gathered a few men. They were determined to catch whatever was behind the scream. They even drank alcohol to calm their fear. That night, the scream came again, moving closer and closer through the forest path. The men, 5 tantrics, spread out at different spots. The first one stood directly in the path of the scream. But the closer the scream came, the more terrified they became. One man panicked so badly that he hid inside the bathroom. And then, just as suddenly as it came, the scream disappeared. The villagers always said anyone who heard that scream clearly would fall sick, sometimes so sick they needed a tantric to cure them. Otherwise, they could even die. Today, no one hears that scream anymore, but the banyan trees still stand there. The eyes behind the neck. The second story happened in our own village of about 80 families. One night, one of my younger brothers was at his uncle's house. He used to stay there when going to college. That night, he was standing in the yard, scrolling on his phone. Behind their house was a bamboo forest. As he was scrolling, he suddenly felt someone standing right behind him, looking directly over his shoulder, staring at his phone screen. A cold breeze touched his neck. He instantly turned around, but there was no one. Later in the night, he told me the whole incident. Even while telling it, he was shaking. The shadow under the banyan tree. Our village's main source of income was fishing. One of my younger cousins was in love at that time. Because of his girlfriend, he used to help a group of fishermen at a nearby lake. Fishing was done with giant nets that required several people. Every Friday, they would settle the accounts and collect their share the next day from the businessmen. One Friday evening, after finishing the weekly counting, he started walking home. It was around 7 or 7:30 p.m. On the path home stood several massive banyan trees. As he walked past one of them, the entire treetop suddenly shook violently, as if hit by a strong storm, even though the air was completely still. He froze. Then, right in front of his eyes, a black shadow moved rapidly across the road. His hands and legs began trembling. Goosebumps rose across his body. He couldn't walk anymore. That path was known for strange experiences. People often said they felt someone walking behind them or saw human-shaped figures with no heads. He called his father immediately, voice shaking. "Papa, something happened. Please come get me." His father came, and when they reached home, according to our tradition, he was given protective charms.
These things are real. I truly believe there are beings beyond our world. If you believe in God, then you must also believe that there are other unseen creations around us. There are many more incidents, big and small, that I will share with you soon. Subscribe to my channel and stay with me for more